And Huntley and Lamar, I mean, I felt like Huntley was starting to get some string of connections together. Lamar came back, and it still looks like Lamar. It has not changed. That guy should be MVP. It's unfortunate he missed so many games this season. So it'll be interesting to see if the Ravens can actually turn this 5 losses into, because from my experience in the NFL, you can actually lose 5 games and still make it to the playoff. This is nothing. As long as you go unbeaten for the rest of the season, which is why. Yo, welcome back, everyone. I hope you. My goodness. Is there any more of an indication that life just wants you gone? Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Reaction Channel, and today we shall be discussing the Week 8 results from the NFL. Week 8. What a week it was. This upcoming week. And look, I know some of you are maybe watching this on a Friday going, what the hell, it's already week 9. I know, dude. I'm just not good at the keeping of the schedule, but I'm trying my best. I did not watch I did not watch all the games, because who does that? There's too many ads. But it was an exciting week 8. Look, the Vikings taking on the Chargers in that early kickoff on Friday. I thought it was gonna be an evenly matched game. Turns out the Chargers are just better than the Vikings. And you know, it just goes down to Justin Herbert. Anyone with a guy named Herbert knows how to throw. Herbert. He sounds like the antidote to a dying team. And by that I mean the Bears. No, shout out to Herbert. They got the win, 37 points to 10 there. And then on Sunday, the early kickoff had the Dolphins playing the Falcons. The Falcons, they just seem to be having one of those. They're having a typical Falcon season. Win one, lose one. Win one, lose one. Doesn't really matter which competition they beat. They could beat a top tier team, a bad team, a mid-card team. They don't really have any consistency with results. And at the end of the day, why? I thought Atlanta was the maker of football. Football, Georgia. God damn it. Football. Apparently it's not. Anyway, Dolphins, that football team is bad out there in Georgia. They lost everything. The Dolphins did beat the Falcons, so it's weird. The Dolphins have not been having a good season, but Tua is a great quarterback. It's just after he got knocked in the head, something happened. 34 points to 10. Bears took on the Ravens. The Ravens seem to be back with Huntley, and it's funny that it was Huntley. And I just watched. Now, if you're seeing this, I will admit I've already watched the game. The Ravens did play the Dolphins, and Lamar came back. And Huntley and Lamar, I mean, I felt like Huntley was starting to get some string of connections together. Lamar came back, and it still looks like Lamar. It has not changed. That guy should be MVP. It's unfortunate he missed so many games this season. So it'll be interesting to see if the Ravens can actually turn this 5 losses into, because from my experience in the NFL, you can actually lose 5 games and still make it to the playoff. This is nothing. As long as you go unbeaten for the rest of the season, which is why. Anyway, Bears having another bad season. No, the Bears are also having an up and down season, so it'll just depend. It's still early days, but we're going into week 9, which means it's crunch time. The Bills absolutely murdered the Panthers, bro. murdered them, bro. If there's one thing that I know about the Panthers, ever since they lost Cam Newton, it's just not been cooking down there in Carolina. God damn it, Carolina. It's lost. Granted, Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the league. I'm not even a Bills supporter, and I know that. Just took on the Bengals, and they edged them out with one. Finally, Jets win their first game. Wow. Finally, the Jet took off. 7-game delay. You know what the Jets are like? The Jets are like when you're trying to take like a cheap plane somewhere, and there's a 7-hour delay, and then the 8 hours. More like the stalling Jets. Tough, man. If there's any Jet supporters alive to remember when they won a trophy, let me know. When Namath had the coat. Super Bowl 3, smoking the cigar, disrespecting everyone else. Back in the day, people didn't take football seriously, but I think it really hurts when someone smokes a cigarette right after the game. No, cigar, my bad. Cigar, wearing a fur coat, acting like he owns New York, pimping. That's when you know football wasn't shit back in the day, bro. People used to win Super Bowls and smoke cigars straight after the game. Bruh. Some would kill their spouses, but that's just like, other things. 49ers took on the Texans and the Texans beat the 49ers in a way where I think that CJ Stroud doesn't get enough credit for being calm. He's actually a very calm guy. He's very composed, and although they've lost 4 games, beating the 49ers was no easy task. I thought they were gonna get swept under the rug. Very surprising to see that result did not go their way, but interesting to see how they move forward. The Browns taking on the Patriots. Now, the Patriots are absolutely on fire. That boy Drake May is on something, bro. He must be on that Drake juice. You know that Drake juice? You can't lose, bro. Whatever it is, they're drinking from the same fucking fountain, and you start to ride this wave of success. He's on his Brady season right now. Let Brady come up, but I don't know if he's gonna be as good because no one's will ever be as good as Brady. Yeah, that one's gonna be tough, but we'll see. Myles Garrett at the end of the game, he produced 5 sacks. By the way, he produced 5 sacks in this game, and they still lost 32 points to 13. It just goes to show that sometimes taking the money is not a good deal. Because, being rich on a losing team isn't the best for your stock, If Myles Garrett tries to pivot, let's say he goes to he has the stats, he has this, he has all that, but they're still gonna be like, you came from the Browns. If I was taking that job application, I would be like, not the Browns, bro. I think the Browns need to hire players with the last name Brown. The last time they won something was with a guy named Jim Brown, which maybe that's the curse. That they need a running back with the last name Brown. They should have gotten Antonio Brown. If they had Antonio Brown, they probably would have won something. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just delusional. But I do think that some franchises not winning for a long time is very sus. Maybe Cleveland fans don't have money and they're like, nah. Anyway. Let's go to the Eagles and the Giants. Now, the Eagles are playing phenomenal football, by the way. Saquon Barkley back. As usual, quarterback fantastic. Hurt Jalen Hurt is just doing amazing. Is doing an amazing job marshaling the troops. And I think just the thing that I don't like about the Eagles is the fan base. But other than that, they're having a phenomenal season and they're absolutely destroying everyone around them. They've only got 2 losses. I believe this is the best record in the NFL besides the Colts. I think the Colts have a 7-1 record, and I don't know, it'll be interesting to see the Eagles versus the Colts soon, because that's gonna happen and it's gonna be a fireworks. I don't remember who the quarterback for the Colts is. I believe it's Donald. But if it is, if it's not, let me know. But if it is, it'll be interesting to see that tussle. The Giants, no hope. I mean, the Giants, they had Saquon Barkley and they fumbled. No sympathy. Buccaneers versus Saints. The Buccaneers doing good. Like, if there's one thing that I will say, Baker Mayfield, I think, is horny for games that have a 2-point deficit. Baker Mayfield is horny every time the Buccaneers are down 2 scores. And this has not been addressed. No one's talking about this in the media. That should be a headline. Baker Mayfield horny at the prospect of being 2 scores down every single game, bro. Giving these Buccaneers, I think there's a few people in Tampa Bay with actual heart attacks because of the way Baker Mayfield plays football. Woo! Goes out there, zips 2, touchdown. He's like, ah! He's trying to get that Allen juice. He's trying to get that Mahomes juice. He's trying to get that Lamar juice. That's what he wants. And you know what I mean by juice? I mean, this guy just scores every play. Like, every time you have possession, touchdown. Possession, touchdown. Possession, 10 seconds to go, touchdown. Run out the clock, do all these strategy things. Pressure. He loves that shit. He lives for it. And it's a problem. Tampa Bay fans, you know it's a problem because it's scary. Although you're 6-2, some of those games, you were dancing with the devil. Down by the river. Anyway, they did beat the Saints, so it wasn't that impressive. Like, Baker probably left the field going, I don't want to really play any of these other teams, man. Like, Baker Mayfield is so good. In a game against the Saints, I was expecting him to put 50, but he put 23 points instead. Why? Because he wanted to give the Saints a little bit of hope. Just a little bit of voodoo. Just get back into the game, get 2-3 scores back in, please, man. Give me the game that I want. I need this. He's crazy. Shout out to him, man. He's getting there, and I think maybe the discussion that's not had, or people don't really talk about that enough, is like, if you actually want to be the best in the league, you kind of have to play what Mahomes was in 2020, 2021, what Brady was, all 7 rings or 6, whatever. Who else can I really point to and be like, I've seen this guy do what Allen is in regular season, not playoffs, regular season. Just that edge to be like 1 minute 50 something, no timeouts, you need 2 touchdowns and somehow you figure it out. That clutch play, you kind of need that. It's not enough to shut down teams, because Donald's done it. When Donald was at the Vikings, they shut down everyone. Every time they played the Vikings, it was ridiculous, some of the regular season games that they won. And then they would go and not make a single playoff run. Knocked out. Or maybe you make it through the day, knocked out. It's like, how is this happening? Clutch plays. It always just goes down to the wire. One thing that I've seen is when it goes postseason, it goes down the wire. You have to, I don't know, practice it. Maybe that's what Mayfield is doing. Hey, it's looking up for the Bucks, man. Could be winning something this season. Cowboys took on the Broncos, and the Broncos. Bo Nix is great, man. I think the Bo Nix critics are slowly diving away. Dak Prescott needs help. It's not enough to have George Pickens, but by the way, that boy George Pickens, my God, bro. It's like everyone who leaves Pittsburgh just shines. This is, except of course for Justin Fields. Never mind. Titans took on the Colts. And the Colts are having a phenomenal season, like I mentioned. The Titans are having the exact opposite season. I don't know what happened. Ever since they lost Henry, that's it. Derrick Henry was the Tennessee Titans. And no one wants to talk about this. The Green Bay Packers took on the Steelers. And this is one of those games that frustrated me as a Steelers supporter. I need to come out the closet every single video. I'm a Steelers supporter. You suck. Ever since you lost Big Ben. That is true. The Steelers don't have a quarterback. And I'm tired of Aaron Rodgers. He just needs to retire, bro. We need a young guy who comes in and we know we can rely on. None of this old shit. Steelers have the best defense in the league, but look, they're leaking 35 points now to the Packers, which means that defense is getting old. We had people that could sack, man. We had the boys, but now looking more like the old Avengers. These guys tired. If I was the Steelers defense, I would really hate the offense. Like I wouldn't even be hanging out with them. Every time we go out to the club, I'll be like, hey, maybe we should call Aaron Rodgers. Nah, he's unreliable. What do you mean he's unreliable? Have you seen him on the field? Did you see what he did this Sunday? He's unreliable. Don't call him. This guy lost us the game this week. It is really like that with the Steelers. Good defense, terrible offense. Non-existent offense, actually. So, fuck it. Commanders took on the Chiefs. 28 points to 7. And again, it's a game I think it's a game where I believe that Jalen Daniels got subbed, I think, in the middle of the game. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. And so the Chiefs just ran again. Oh yeah, it was actually Mariota playing the whole game. Mariota played well. That's the crazy part about this game. He only scored 7 points, but he scored well. He drove them all the way up to like the last 10 meters and they just couldn't convert. On times when they should have taken the 3, they didn't. And they tried that Jaden Daniels method and it didn't work out. It's unfortunate that Mariota thinks of, it takes me back to a video that was done about Mariota, self-confidence issues and stuff. And I just don't see why that is the case. Because that guy he's a good quarterback. He's not even a great backup. He's a starter. You could definitely start at the Jets. They need a Mariota, but they don't. They have Fields. Either way, however you look at it, the Chiefs are absolutely on fire. The Chiefs are on fire. Yeah, but anyway, here we go. There was a lot of teams on the bye, but again, the teams I was interested in seeing in this bye were the Lions and the Rams. I really don't give a fuck about the Raiders, Seahawks. I know the Raiders, Cardinals as well. Because they're just not having a good season, unfortunately. The Jags are having so you never know. I was actually interested in seeing them, but which takes me to week 9. Yes, week 9. Where is this? So week 9 is looking very, very interesting. My bad. I need to put this on. So the games have already been played. Unfortunately, I did mention that I made this video late. I should have made it on time, but we played the Bears took on the Bengals. So On Sunday, we have the Bears taking on the Bengals. In what I hope is not gonna be like the Bengals coping. They need to be a little bit more competitive, the Bengals. Just because you lose Joe Burrow does not mean you can't put Joe Flacco to work. Justify that man's salary. Vikings taking on the Lions. I don't care if he's a senior citizen. Vikings taking on the Lions. And this is a game where I'm expecting the Lions to beat the Vikings. Although it's gonna be a bit tight. Because the Vikings are no slouch. Panthers take on Packers. I'm gonna go with Packers on this one. They just beat the Steelers, so it only makes sense. The Panthers barely scored points in their last game, so I'm good. I'm good on that Panthers pick. Broncos taking on the Texans in a game which I want the Texans to win, to be honest. But if I had any money and I was trying to bet on my family's safety, I'll go with Broncos. But I hope the Texans win. I don't even know why. Falcons take on Patriots. The Patriots are probably gonna kill the Falcons. They're probably gonna shoot them from the sky and eat them for dinner. And then march on the south. Or something like that. Yeah, they're definitely winning that one. 49ers, Giants. Anything can happen in football, by the way. 49ers, Giants. I'm expecting the 49ers to win just based on records. Although the Giants, historically, they just love beating some rivals. They're on them a lot more. The Steelers are playing the Colts at home, and this is a game that's gonna determine the type of season we're gonna have. I don't know if we're gonna have a typical Steelers season, like regular season, more wins, no losses, no deep run in the postseason. I hope that's not what happens. I hope we beat the Colts and we go on this whole run where we go all games unbeaten and then we go win a Super Bowl. But sometimes a man can dream, bro. Let a man dream. People ain't dreaming enough these days, bro. Chargers versus Titans. Maybe they're scared that AI is in their dreams. Chargers taking on the Titans. Chargers probably gonna beat the Titans. Yeah, I see that. The Titans have no hope this year. Saints take out the Rams. I think the Rams are absolutely gonna destroy the Saints. I mean, there's just some of these games they should not be played. They should just hand over the divisional points. Jaguars taking on the Raiders, and I think the Jaguars might actually nick the Raiders. Although, with the bye and stuff, you never know. The Jaguars could come back their old selves. Their old selves. Like, we're good. We don't really want to win any more football games. We're done. We show off a few rookies and then pass them off a few years later. And then they go on to be great without them. Chiefs take on Bills in the game of the week. This is what, for all the chips and for all the marbles, all this MVP talk of Patrick Mahomes, whose dick is bigger. It's all gonna be on the line. Whose girlfriend is hotter? Whose nails are more painted? It's all gonna be on the line on Sunday, bro. Chiefs versus Bills. MVP versus MVP. We really wanna see that one. Last game, and they really want you tuning on late. And then on Monday they have the Seahawks taking on the Commanders in a game where I think the Commanders have to win to establish themselves as serious contenders, because last season they did very, very well, and then this season they seem to be taking a bigger slump, and I don't know where it's coming from. I think it's Jaden getting injured, Mariota coming in. It's all these different things that are happening in the Commanders, but they still have all the good players. For example, what's that boy's name? Something Senior. I forget his name. They have star power, and it's very important that they use that star power before it leaves Washington. The Seahawks are absolutely, with Smith and Jigba, it's looking really tight. I think they have figured out their defense and they've sort of shook off that that old school mentality of, oh, we can't win championships. The Seahawks can do it. They've done it in recent history, and I'm pretty sure that they want to do it again. Cardinals take on the Cowboys in a game which I'm expecting the Cowboys to win, but the way it's shaping up, it just looks like they want to throw away as many games as they can and piss off the whole of Dallas. Dallas is mad at the Cowboys. I don't know what's going on there. Pickens is an amazing player. I think they should just throw to Pickens all the time. Just forget everyone else exists. The Ravens did take on the Dolphins earlier, which is what I was mentioning when I said I made this video late. Great game. Lamar is back. I wonder if they can turn their season around. It'll be interesting to see though. But as always, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what else you want me to cover on the football season. It's a great season. I'm excited to see what goes on. The regular season, hey, look, anything can happen in the regular season. It's about getting to the postseason. Now, when you get to the postseason, it's really good that you're playing at home all the time, but it's not always likely that's going to happen. And so, the grades, it all goes down to what Baker Mayfield is training for. Those clutch plays. Can you score with 2 minutes left on the clock? Can you score 3 times in 3 minutes? It's all the best to it. We'll see you next week.